Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe at home. So guys, today we're going to be talking about how to manage your stem cuttings or succulent cuttings. Now usually what happens is that we always tend to run out of pots or we tend to run out of soil and we do not have a lot of space to keep a number of pots. Now guys, if you're going to use this strategy to keep your cuttings, your succulent cuttings, it will not only reduce the number of pots but it's going to make things much easier, especially when it comes to watering. Now a lot of times when you have a number of pots, you need to water them every now and then, and at times it becomes slightly difficult if you run out of time. So over here is a quick trick. What you can do is, now over here I'm using this plastic tray. It's a very wide plastic tray, so it can accommodate a lot of succulent cuttings. Now the depth of this pot is around, or the tray is around 3 inches. So as you can see, the tray has a very wide width, but that's absolutely fine. That is the reason why we are cutting down on the depth. So the depth is around 3 inches, which means that we won't be using a lot of soil, yet we will be able to put in a lot of succulents. Now guys, when we are talking about these kind of arrangements wherein we put in multiple succulents together, you need to keep in mind certain things. Now point number one is you need to have all the succulents that have the same requirement. Now when I say the same requirement, it is in terms of sunlight and watering. Now, if you're a kind of a person who uses fertilizers, then you will have an additional criteria, and that is dormant and non-dormant succulents. So you will have to separate these succulents, or you'll have to arrange the succulents in such a way wherein they have the same requirement of sunlight, they have the same requirement of watering, and they are in the same dormant and non-dormant period. But for me, it's not much of an issue because I do not use any fertilizers. So for me, it's only two criteria, that is sunlight and watering. So as we go ahead, I will be talking about the type of succulents that I'm using in this container. So the first and the most important thing of this setup is to make drain holes. Now guys, every container or any pot that you're using for growing succulents must and should have a drain hole. So I've gone ahead and made couple of drain holes on this plastic container. So now the second most important thing is the succulent soil mix itself. Now ensure that your succulent soil mix is loose, porous, well draining and tends to dry fast. Now guys, it's very important because the material of pot or the tray that we're using over here is plastic, and plastic is a non-porous material in nature. So you need to be extremely careful. Do not add any cocoa peat, coconut husk or coconut chips because these will retain moisture. Plastic already tends to retain moisture, and cocoa peat will additionally retain the moisture, which can be harmful for your succulents. So ensure that you have a mix that looks like this, that is very gritty, very loose and tends to dry faster. So now we have completely filled our plastic tray with the soil mix. Now this soil mix is very gritty, it's loose, it's porous, and it tends to drain faster as well as it tends to dry fast, because that's something that we need to keep in mind, especially when we are working with a plastic container. So guys, now that we have everything in place, it's time to transplant our succulents. So guys, I will also show you the size of the succulents that I'm putting in this pot, because as you know, the depth of this pot is only 3 inches. So we are going to go for smaller succulents. As you can see, this succulent is around 4 centimeters, and mostly all the succulents that I'm going to be using in this, majority of them are going to be of the same size. So usually this is what our actual size of cuttings, or when we tend to behead our succulents, they are usually around this size of around maybe 3 centimeters or 4 centimeters. So, and again, another important thing, whenever you're doing a transplant, this is a very good time to clean your succulents. As you can see over here, this little succulent had so many dry leaves. This can be a very good housing spot for a lot of pests and insects, so it's always better to clean the dry leaves. So getting rid of these dry leaves will not only minimize the risk of your succulent getting attacked with pests and mealybugs, but it also tends to increase the air circulation between the succulents. Now usually when you see these dry leaves tend to become so compact that it becomes really difficult for the air to pass through the stem stem, to the leaves, to the roots. And especially when you have a very compact kind of an arrangement, it becomes even more difficult to clean these dry roots. So this is a very good opportunity. Whenever you're doing a transplant, it's always better to clean off those dry leaves, do a thorough check of all the roots, if there are any fungus, if there are any root mealybugs, and you can treat it before putting it into this arrangement. This is the Graptoveria titubans that I had done a stem cutting in my last video. You might have seen the video wherein I had done the stem cutting and dipped the cuts in cinnamon powder. So here you have, I think it's just been probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks maybe. So you can see that it has put out new roots. So I will be adding this cutting as well in this plastic tray. So you can see it has been doing quite well. The stem cutting was successful and it has already rooted. So now I will be going ahead and adding it into the soil. So guys, another important thing that you're going to notice is that I have left a lot of space in between. That is for a reason, because over time the entire plastic tray is going to get compact, so you need to leave enough space. Now the next step what you're going to do is, because we have just planted these succulents in new soil, so we need to protect it from rain. Now right now I am in the monsoon season, so I'm using a plastic to protect them from rain, because I'm not going to water them as of now. As I said that you need to maintain distance, even though the pups are just 3 or 4 centimeters, but over the period of time they will grow. So ensure that you maintain enough space. I know it will be slightly tempting to add a little more succulents because there is a lot of space. But here, as you can see, this is a perfect example. Again, these cuttings were also 3 to 4 centimeter in size, and there was enough space for them to grow. But over the period of time, you can see how well they have grown, and right now they have become very compact. They have clustered and there is hardly any space left. So ensure that you do not overcrowd your plastic tray. Give enough space and it will start to crowd up later on. So while the other plastic tray takes some time, because it's going to take at least 5 to 6 days before I do a watering for that. Meanwhile, I have another example. Now this is another small tray wherein I had used couple of cuttings from Sedum Adolphi. So basically this tray has only one variety of succulent, and that is Sedum Adolphi. So I will be doing a bottom watering for this and show you how the bottom watering is conducted. Now guys, you'll also notice that there is a slight discoloration. As you can see, these are much brightly colored as compared to the others. Others are slightly light green in color. The reason is because the others were receiving a lot of light. Now again, this tray is also around 2 inches in depth. This is not 3 inches, but this is 2 inches in depth, and this will work out really well for them. I don't need to repot them for at least another year or so, because they will keep growing. And this Sedum Adolphi is also known to be a kind of trailing succulent, so they tend to trail out of the pot. So I can always go ahead and do trimmings whenever they tend to overgrow this pot. So now let me show you the process of bottom watering. For that you would require a large tray with water. Take your succulent tray or succulent pot and gently place it in the large tray of water. Now guys, ensure that the water is either half or less than half, and it should not flow into the succulent tray or the succulent pot. A lot of people just submerge the entire pot in the water. That is not how bottom watering is conducted. The level of water should be less than the container or the tray in which the succulents are placed, because the entire process of bottom watering is not to drop any water on the succulent or on the succulent leaves. If you're going to dump the entire tray in water, it will wet the succulent. So within 5 to 6 minutes, the soil will get wet. The soil will absorb all the water, and you're done with bottom watering without any dropping water on the leaves or on the succulent. Now guys, once the succulent container or the tray is completely soaked, all you have to do is just take it out and leave it as it is. The excess water from the tray will start to flow out, and you're completely done with your bottom watering. So here is another tip. If you belong to a place that's very dry, or you have a very dry climate, you'll have to increase the frequency of bottom watering. Now guys, bottom watering is the most safest way to water your succulents, especially for beginners, because you will not end up dropping any water on the succulent or on the succulent leaves. Another best part about bottom watering is you actually do not end up overwatering your succulents, because in this process the soil only tends to get wet, and the excess water, as soon as you take the container, the pot or the tray out of the water, the excess water immediately starts to drain out. So this is one of the best method of watering, especially if you're a beginner and you're not very sure how to water your succulents. I would always advise you to go with bottom watering. Again guys, if you have a very dry, warm climate, you will have to increase the frequency of bottom watering. This completely depends upon your environment, your climate and your season. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.